everybody. It's Music Wednesday.
Best day of the week.
The best day of the week, and it's a sunny one with Butch Ross. Hey, Butch.
Hi there.
It's a man's name, you guys. So we're ready for some manly stuff to happen. Is that going to happen today for us?
Probably not.
Aww.
We should say Butch Ross and orchestra. I think he brought an entire electric orchestra.
Cool.
This is
something like that. Yeah.
We haven't
Very
had this
exciting.
kind of rig in here, so this will be fun.
No, looks like a science experiment.
It is. It's an ongoing science experiment.
So is my life. Yours too.
Right. Yeah.
Yours too.
Yeah. Although it should be noted that most of these pedals are just applause meters.
Oh. Okay.
I need
Cool.
6 or 7 of those.
And a laugh track if I need
Yeah,
to.
I definitely need that.
That
starts
that
to go
comes in
south.
handy. Always.
Yeah.
Well, I have a feeling this is not going to go south.
No,
So,
Let's
this will
hope
be
not.
fun.
so what are you doing? Tell
Well,
me what you're doing.
I play the mountain dulcimer. That's my primary instrument. And then a lot of times I'll play some stuff just mountain dulcimer this afternoon too, but a lot of times what I'll do is a thing called looping, where you lay down one musical idea and then you add other musical ideas to that. Most of what I play when I do that kind of stuff is actually traditional Appalachian, like fiddle tunes and things like that. But I go out of my way to not to make them not sound traditional, if that makes any kind of sense.
I like that.
So
Yeah,
You like to be different. Different is always good, right?
yes, I agree. Zig
Yeah.
when they zag, or zag when they zig.
Whatever. And we're going to get into a little bit of your history we just talked about after you play.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
cool.
let me do this. Again, this is an old fiddle tune called Camp Meeting on the 4th of July.
And I'm going to share it.
I'm going to play like 4 instruments.
It's a lot of fun.
Sounds so good.
Thanks.
Ellis, you're going to kill me. I want to show this, all of this. What do we call all of this?
The pedal board?
The pedal board.
Yes.
That's
The rig.
There we go.
The rig.
I want to show it. Can we see it? Can you see it? I want to show it to everyone. Can everyone see the pedal board?
Oh, we're going to have to move the rig. He had his headphones on.
No, it's funny. This digital thing, I'll let you know too. There's a little bit of a delay when I'm talking to our digital director, Ellis.
There
So
we
like,
go.
do you hear me?
There we
Isn't that
go.
so cool?
We do things I do what are called concert window concerts, which
Yeah.
are like live online concerts, and that's precisely the same thing, that there's a 10 to 15 second delay.
Yeah, so when we talked to him, he's like, what?
So
Very
there you
cool.
could see what
Very
I meant
cool.
by he brought the orchestra
Yeah.
with him. So that's how he's doing all that.
I took a picture of it too because I think it's so cool.
It started, I used to street perform down at the aquarium
Okay.
back in the day, and I'd be out there well, they were 4-hour shifts, so you'd be out there from 11 to 3 or 12 to 4, and the first time that I did it, I realized that I can make a solo mountain dulcimer interesting for about 40 minutes, and that I needed to do something a little
40
bit,
minutes.
something
Fair
to
enough.
fill the time. So I started. It grew very slowly, very organically, but I started just doing this stuff, and really all of this tune that I just played, and a lot of the tunes that are actually on this forthcoming album, they were all done. They were all sort of developed out there. It was an amazing experience to have, because it was the aquarium and people were running around, playing in the water, eating lunch, walking between the two buildings or whatever, but nobody was really there to see you, so you could just experiment and try things out, and if it didn't work, it didn't work. But what really became awesome was that as I would do that, I would literally be able to tell if something was working or not by how far away they stood.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
the better it got, the closer they got.
I was going to ask
so-
if people ended up finding
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So it was really, I really couldn't have asked for a better learning
I think we've
experience.
talked to when Dan Landrum was in. He obviously has done the same down there, but we've had a couple of street performers talk
Yeah.
about that same thing. You know what works and you know what doesn't work,
And you know it right away. So, and it's nice to see that with sidewalk stages at the street performing. It's starting to come back.
Soundcore's doing that.
Yeah, we need to get out there more on the streets again.
Yeah, you should have Stratton on here.
Yeah, he set us up with a few musicians.
Yep. Yeah, Stratton's a great resource for us and a lot of people. So if you don't know what Soundcore is, look it up. If you're a musician, look it up. They can help. So
Yeah, it's very cool, very cool.
we'll talk some more, but
Okay.
let's play.
Yeah, let's
'cause
play.
We know people like to hear the music. So.
All
I
right, so-
love this one with the hearts.
This is this is actually one of the first dulcimers that I ever got. You can tell by the wear and tear on it.
Yeah, I love that.
This is I'm going to do a Beatles song. This
Oh,
is
cool.
so this is actually a cover of a cover, because I remember a few years ago, 2000 and I don't remember 9 maybe. Jake Shimabukuro, the ukulele player, put out that video of him playing "While My Guitar Gently Weeps."
Yeah.
And I thought, well, if he can do it on his weird instrument, maybe I can do it on my weird instrument. So this is really more his arrangement so it's a cover of a cover.
Okay.
So here we go.
Let's get weird. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's
Jake would be
amazing.
proud. So would George, I think.
Yeah, I feel like intimidated sitting next to you now.
That's
I
really
really
cool.
do.
You're gonna have
Yeah,
to follow
that's
me, so-
amazing.
If you haven't seen the Jake Shimabukuro
Shimabukuro.
Wow.
ukulele version of that, it's really cool too.
Pretty amazing.
That
It was one
great.
of the first viral videos in that it had like 2 million views or something.
Yeah, made the ukulele cool.
It was one of the things it
Yeah,
really did, yeah. Sure did.
It's
Very
crazy.
cool. Talk a little bit about, because you were talking about some of the beats that you use and your relationship with Josh Green.
Yeah, well, what happened was when I recorded this album, a lot of times if I felt the song needed drums, I'd record all this stuff at home. And I live in an apartment, so, you can't set up a drum set
No?
and have at it. So I have a pretty big collection of old like break beats and stuff like the DJs would have used in the 90s, and because I just really like that stuff, and so I used to kind of let myself go with this record and used a lot of those, and then realized that I'd have to write a lot of letters to a lot of lawyers to get a lot of clearances, and then I discovered that Josh Green is doing this project where he's releasing a sample pack a day, like a drum beat with drum fills and
Local drummer, Josh Green, local percussionist.
Josh
yeah.
Green.
Yeah. So when I heard about this idea, and I love the fact that it was somebody in town, I contacted him and I said, "Hey, what if I sent you these break beats and then you sent me your interpretation of them?" And so that's what we've done on this record. So there's 5 or 6 of them. It was an interesting. It's been an interesting process because a lot of the times I wouldn't use one drum beat. I'll use like 2 or 3 or 4 just on top of each other. And so that's been kind of fun to kind of send them to him and go, okay,
Play with
See what he
it.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
play these 3 drum beats at once. Can you do that?
It's amazing. Like we always talk about all of the local musicians coming together and that they're all here. So it's really cool.
We have a great community for that. We really
Yeah.
do.
So this looks like an old friend too, right?
This is an old friend. It looked much better when I got it. But
I like it distressed.
What we learned at Songbirds, it means it sounds good, right?
Right.
It's-
That's
You're
right.
not going to play it if it doesn't sound good.
So what's her name?
she doesn't have a name.
Nameless.
And I'm not.
But she sticks around.
I have so many of these things anymore that if I started to name them, that's all I'd end up doing, But yeah, this has been my main guitar since
Your main girl.
2000. I bought it in 2000.
Cool.
It was used then, so it was probably made in the 80s. I know nothing about it except that it was hand built by a guy named Bob Ross, who I'm pretty sure is not the Happy
Not the
Trees.
painter.
No.
I was
Okay.
gonna say.
So, but my dad's name is Bob Ross, so I thought, well, that's a sign.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
Signs.
What are you going to play?
So this is another song from the new record that's going to feature some of Josh's drum playing in the little box here. This is actually a Greg Brown song, and it's I recorded it just because it's just one of my favorite songs. I think next to like Amazing Grace, this is the best
wow.
song ever written.
Wow.
Personally,
What's it called?
it's called the 1960 brand new 1964 Dodge.
Okay.
It's not about that at all.
Okay, of course not.
Oopsie.
I like that whoopsie.
Yeah.
Sounded
That
good.
one is.
This is what happens.
This is what happens.
It's how the magic happens.
That was
Alright.
Tim Hink on piano, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Money comes out of dad's billfold. The hankies come out of mom's purse. The 64 Dodge doesn't make a sound, even when you put it in reverse. It's got a push-button transmission, high-top convertible 4-door. It's November of 1963, and the brand new Dodge is a 64. Driving slow down Main Street, I hear the gravel and the asphalt crunch. Church is finally over. We're gonna have our Sunday lunch. And later I will play football with my buddies in the park. After that I'll dream about my girlfriend as I lie alone in the dark. As I lie alone. She's got short red hair and blue eyes, and her swimsuit's also blue, and her little brother is retarded, but Jesus loves him too, and Jesus loves our president, even though he is a Catholic. There's a lot for a boy to think about as he walks along the railroad tracks, as he walks along. Brother won't get car sick because we're only going half a mile. The car still has that new car smell, and Dad looks like he might even smile. And the world is big and full of autumn, and I'm as hungry as can be. When we're driving in a brand new 54 Dodge, November 1963, November.
Nice to hear your voice.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool choice.
It's my morning voice.
That's a good
like
choice.
it.
Good fit for the song. Cool.
It was a love song, right?
No?
No? I took it about the girl.
No?
No.
No.
What is it about?
It's about the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah, November
Oh
1963.
my gosh. Not a love song. So
I love that the narrative of that song has nothing to do with the narrative of that song. It's about something that's never mentioned.
Yeah.
I was wondering about the time and the president and all of that. Definitely didn't relate to
normal life that
know.
suddenly got shattered. I would.
Yeah, it's about the time.
Yeah, just before.
And it's kind of the thing. I mean, you might be a little young for this, but it's all it really does is answer the one question that every baby boomer can answer, which is, where were you?
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was in my mother's lap.
I
2
was-
months.
I was
Brand new baby.
Nowhere. I was nowhere, but
Tell us about. You mentioned the album. You got an album
Yeah.
coming out. The
Yeah.
release is coming up.
Yeah, the album's called Found Objects, and the CD release party will be at Barking Legs on March 11th.
oh, cool.
And I do it a little differently than I've done releases in the past. We're just going to play the album, and then there'll be like a reception after the fact. So it won't be like an opening act and then
Yeah.
a big long show. It's just, here's the record, and then so it's like a $15 admission, and everybody gets a CD.
Fun. That's really good.
That's how
Cool.
Just you, or are you gonna have a band?
It will depend on the song, actually.
Okay.
So for some of the thing with Found Objects with this album is that it really, what happened was about this time last year, I was going through some old hard drives and just coming across pieces that I'd done either for compilation albums or sometimes for the magazine Dulcimer Players News. I'll contribute to the CD that comes with the magazine. And or just experiments or jokes and I just realized that I had a whole handful of these that I hadn't listened to in a long time. So I thought, well, let me throw these all in a playlist and just give them a listen. And they all kind of hung together. And I thought, wait, this sounds like a record, you know. Plus there were things like While My Guitar Gently Weeps that I had wanted to record and put on a record it just seemed like a nice opportunity to put them all together. Yeah. And then of course, being a pretentious artist, I had to remix everything and recut everything.
Of course.
Even though I had done it. But so there are some things that I did on there that I can't reproduce live. There are some things that I can do with the loop pedals and everything. And then there's some stuff that I'll need a band for. So it's going to be a mix of all three. For the stuff I can't reproduce live, we're going to show a couple of videos. And there'll be one track where it'll be live musicians playing along with stuff going on in the video. So
cool. So that's Barking Legs.
Be Barking Legs on the 11th. Yeah.
On March 11th.
March
Okay.
11th.
And we always like to give folks credit. Who's going to be playing with you? Are they people will know?
I'm not 100% sure yet. I got a couple of people who are waiting, who are checking to make sure they don't have other commitments.
Okay.
But the one commitment I do have is from the Chattanooga Dulcimer Club. Will be there for one appearance. So.
All right. So you've got one more for us?
Sure. Yeah.
Take us on out.
Yeah. I guess I'll just stay on guitar today. Yeah. Let me do this. This is actually from my last album, and it's about the time that I named it after a buddy of mine, Travis Kilgore.
Oh, we love Travis.
Travis was here a couple of weeks
Travis
ago.
and Heather.
I enjoy your Facebook comments too, Travis.
He of the 6 espressos or whatever.
And he's already like a lightning.
Yeah, he was wound up. That was fun.
So Travis has given you some inspiration here?
Well, I wrote this song. It's a story that I made about the first 2 kids to discover heavy metal music in rural Indiana. And I didn't have a title for it for a long time. And then when I met Travis, I realized that this song was really more about him than it was about me. So I used to jokingly call it the Ballad of Travis Kilgore.
Oh,
it's
I love
not
that.
a ballad at all. But then one day I misspoke and I called it the Battle of Travis Kilgore. And I was like,
Oh, that's it. That's
so it's set in Indiana, so this way you're going to hear the authentic John Cougar guitar strum there. So.
Oh.
He flashed me the devil horns. It was something I'd not seen before. This was 1984 in the Holly High School halls. We had been the kings of cool at Juniata Middle School, but we were with the big kids who had us feeling small. Steve played me a new cassette you couldn't get in town just yet. It blew our minds and rocked our world so they kind of looked like girls. Heavy metal farmers' sons blown away by everyone when LA seemed like half the world away. Cutter jeans up, headbands on, things our parents frowned upon, and on and on and on the music played. Next day we show up to school as these molten, messed up, motley fools. Aw man, we thought we were really cool. It was funny, sad, and true. Gym that day was really tough. It was a long ride home on the evening bus. But the girls, they'd finally noticed us, and this was something new. Now situations such as these could bring a young buck to his knees. But our metal god had taught us, take a stand. So we started a band, heavy metal farmers' sons. Nothing makes a rock band run like 3 guys who think that they might get laid. With their cut-up jeans and red bandanas, meet the world's worst metal band. And on and on and on the music played. Now none of us could sing or play, but still we practiced every day. Steve played lead and I played bass, and the drummer's name I can't quite place, but we shared the shed where we learned to rock with Poison, Anthrax, Rats, and Wasps with our 10-watt amps on an old plank floor. It was a quiet riot, to be sure. We got tapped to play the dance. This would be our big metal chance. Yes, they crown us the kings of rock romance. This was gonna roll. I felt like I was all grown up, but Steve could not not stop throwing up, and the drummer never did show up. Instead he sent his mom heavy metal farmer sons in the school gymnasium. An acoustic set was all we got to play. With her cut-up jeans and spiked-out hair, everyone just stood and stared, and eventually they all just walked away. Oh, but in the end, you know, we couldn't win over Indiana's awful din. In the real world, it sucks you in and gets harder every day. But sometimes, when the moon is right on an Indiana summer night, I swear to God that I am right back there inside that shed. When those heavy metal farmers' sons brought the rock to everyone, and LA seemed like half the world away. With her cut-up jeans that smelled like hay, the fight grows sweeter every day. And on and on and on, the music on and on and on, the music on and on and on, the music played.
I kind of love you.
That was great. That was really, really great.
Thank you.
Cool stuff.
So
All of
fun. It's so different today.
Yeah. Well, it's.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, every week I think you can't get better than what we just did.
I know.
What we did.
Well, thanks for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Let me add on that point. You can see this video on timesfreepress.com/Music Wednesdays. We've got this. It'll be up later, and then we've got all the past ones, or most of the past ones that we've done.
Yeah.
And we'll have the schedule of what's coming up. Next week is Jack Gray.
Thank you,
And then
Barry.
I'm really excited, Roland Carter.
Yes.
We're going to go up to UTC and hear some
Yes.
African spirituals with the
Isn't that cool?
UTC
Yeah.
choir, and Roland's going to play and talk about it. So.
It's always the best
And
day.
then Shane Morrow's the week after at Chattanooga. So
Yeah, we've got a lot
Exciting.
going on. I should probably set up some things with you too. No, Barry's the mind behind all the music, so we
lot of
thank
fun,
him for that, and I just enjoy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Butch, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having me.
Butch Ross, and I liked and shared this, as you should too, on Facebook, and I'll make sure I got the right Butch Ross on
Okay.
here, right? All right, thanks. Everybody have a great Wednesday. Listen to some music. It helps all day long.